Without further ado, I am so ecstatic to be taking you on this journey, of course, with the UN Youth Affairs Office and its partners. We are going to kick off with a special guest. I'm so excited to welcome Keisha, Talking Waters de Freece. She's going to kick off this day with a traditional land acknowledgement. Keisha is the founding director of Sovereign Science, an indigenous-led community think tank. And she's all about promoting a deep connection with nature and pushing for indigenous rights. Now, over to you, Keisha.
Wulu Wapan, Kulamasi, good morning. My name is Keisha de Freece Lawrence. I'm Rampo Lenape Deer and Wolf Clan. I'm the Indigenous Education Specialist at Harvard Forest. I'm one of the inaugural Tribal Research Fellows at the John Carter Brown University Library, and I'm the founding director of the Indigenous Political Theory and Traditional Ecological Knowledge think tank, Sovereign Science. Alongside me today is my mother, chemist, educator, and twice awarded Indigenous Fulbright Scholar, Dr. Maria Lawrence, who I'm eternally grateful for. My speech today is to address the eastern woodlands of Turtle Island and the many through lines of interconnection that exist for the legacy of indigeneity globally and the infamy of colonization and imperialism internationally. The eastern woodlands is the vast land and waterscapes east of the Great Plains and below the mighty Arctic, and is the intricate cradleboard of the Haudenosaunee, the Nanticoke Lenape Nation, the Wabanaki, the Micmac, the Wampanoag, the Nipmuc, the Massachusetts, the Nahagansett, the Pequot, the Mohegan, the Munsee, the Paugussett, the Scaticoke, the Ramapo, the Shinnecock, the Montaukett, the Lumbee, the Shawnee, the Rappahannock, the Cherokee, the Seminole, the now 6 nations of the Grand River, the Anishinaabe, the Piscataway, and many other communities that call the land and waters of the first sunrise their home of origin, including our many Caribbean relatives. Although plagued by diasporic mechanisms, pervasive racism, and intrusively predatory colonial tactics, we remain abundant in timeless remedies prescribed by the Creator, filled by our kinships to Mother Earth, and taken in collective community strides, uniting us from past to present and into future generations unknown. 2024 marks 400 years since the Dutch invasion of the Lenape-Hoking territory. Traditional Umami, Munsee, and Algonquin dialects of lands, commonly referred to as New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, Delaware, Pennsylvania, and pockets of others such as Massachusetts and Ohio. As Eastern Woodlands Indigenous peoples, we have codified our Akwini, our peace, since time immemorial because it has always been dependent on Aki, the earth. The Digital Compact does not include enough vernacular around indigeneity, thus appearing to erase future protections and innovations of Indigenous communities and the larger pathways of a sustainable future, while also limiting Indigenous peoples from a future associated with digital advancements. To appreciate the magnitude of this oversight, one must understand the quantum infinity that is Indigenous ingenuity, from genetics to culinary, governance to forestry, traditional carbon sequestration to pragmatic geology. There is no rubric for the psyche of Indigenous peoples, places, or our relatives. Understanding that some of the antecedents to this reasoning are the United Nations Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples and the most recent report from the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, there is a spectra to the multifaceted work of restoration and preservation ahead of all of us. It is truly remarkable that at the 79th United Nations General Assembly, there is retroactively progressive changes in protocols and content happening. I pray this good medicine is continuously planted and nurtured in every version of the future we are all setting off to caretake. I would be remiss if I didn't take this opportunity to publicly thank the many elders here and gone that have led bravely in these spaces. Thank you to all those involved for organizing this week, including those who invited me, the Honorable Secretary General, the Undersecretary General for Policy, the Major Group for Children and Youth, and all of your phenomenal colleagues. Anushik, Katabatash, Sego, Niawe, Wanishi, Kishkulamankwe, Wakamanitu. Thank you, Creator.